Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
So for our first minute of work, grab your throw pillow. We're going to do like a little head, shoulders, knees, and toes just to kind of warm up the joints, but we're going to use our pillow. So grab your pillow. We're going to go head, touch to the back of the head, and then you're going to go shoulder, shoulder, bend down, pass around your knees, touch your toes, keep your knees significantly bent, and then just kind of do a little tiny roll up. So touch to the back of the head, go shoulder, shoulder, pass around the backs of the knees, touch the pillow to your toes, roll your way on up. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going at a nice steady pace so you can kind of tune in and notice, how do your shoulders feel? How does your back feel? How do your knees feel? We are doing 2 sets of exercises today that we're going to repeat 3 times. So just know that it's going to feel a little bit repetitive, but it's just going to be a nice way for us to get a little bit deeply involved in some of those bigger muscle groups. And if you tend to favor one side when you start, maybe just alternate which shoulder touches first and which direction you pass the pillow around the backs of your knees. Three seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to hold the pillow, just hold it in a nice little bit of a little tension. So palms holding onto the pillow, keep a little tension on, sink into a light little bent knee position. And now we're going to alternate. One leg's going to kick out to the side, one leg's going to kick out to the side. But instead of it being like a little fling of the heel out to the side, think about picking your leg up and out to the side, like you're using your inner thighs and outer thighs to do that work. Get a little bounce in your step. We got 1 minute on the clock. You want to get your heart rate up just a little bit here. Excuse me for a second while I unplug that space heater. Right away, I'm getting nice and warm. All right, so we're just picking that leg up and out to the side. Watch that foot flare. We want to find the work. Doesn't have to be extreme. We want to see if we can get the side of the glutes kicking on, side of the thighs kicking on, inner thighs kicking on. And you got to keep a little bit of tension on that pillow to keep that slight hold with just that palm hold. You got it. Nice work. And time. Nicely done. Okay, give your butt a little shake. Hopefully those your glute muscles have kicked on just a little bit. Now we're going to stand in the middle of our mat and we're going to do our 4 corners lunges. So you're just going to step forward, but slightly wide. So think about stepping out to the corner of your mat, rotate towards that knee, push off, step back, other side, step out, but wide, rotate towards that knee, come back in. Now step to the back corner, but wide, rotate towards your front knee. Step it in, step the other foot back, but wide, rotate. We got 1 minute on the clock. Keep it light. Think of this as still a warm-up minute. So we want to get the big muscles working, work on that little push off, a little bit of rotation to get the spine moving. And then a little bit of control. So we want to step slightly wide so that our lunge isn't just like wibble wobbling all over the place. We want good control here. And time. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to grab one single hand weight, and this is where we're going to start. We're going to have a set of 3. We'll repeat it 3 times, and then we'll switch to our new set. So we need one pillow, one heavy weight. It's going to be an offloaded bent over row. So we're going to bend over with a little hip hinge. We're going to work on a funky grip. So you're holding onto the pillow in whatever way your hand can grip, but we're going to try to do a nice wide row, both arms moving at the same pace. So one hand is heavy, one hand is light, work the grip. And then at the 30-second mark, we're going to switch our hands. So you start to find that good work. Hip hinge, wide elbows, a little bit of firmness in the belly, just to keep that low back nice and stable. You got it. Nice work. Nice heavy weight here because we're using those big muscles in the back of the body. So you can probably hold a good amount of weight here. Both arms coming up and going down at that same steady, even pace. All right, now take your pillow, tuck it between your inner thighs, pass your weight over to the other hand, grab that pillow, and away we go. Rowing to the other side, finding a little bit of grip work. That offload makes us control and stabilize at our center, but it also gets our brain involved because we want to move both arms at the same even pace, even though one hand is very heavy and one hand is light. We got 10 seconds left. You got this. Nice work. And time. Beautiful. Okay, set your pillow down on the floor. And now we're going to offload our stance. Grab your second weight. So it's going to be a slightly staggered stance. We're going to 30 seconds on one foot and then 30 seconds with the other. So stagger your stance. We're going deadlift. So we're going to hip hinge, long spine, lean forward. As you come back up, dip into a little squat, but it's unstable. So that pillow is underfoot. You're going to keep that foot on for 30 seconds, and then we'll switch to the other side. So we alternate between the two. Deadlift, where we hinge from the waist with a long spine, and then a little offset squat. Yes, nice work. When you do that squat, think about working from that front leg, quadricep muscles. Three seconds left. All right, arms stay loaded. Switch over to the other foot. Find your staggered stance and away we go. Hip hinge, find your deadlift. Bend your knees, butt back into your squat. You got it. Nice job. And time. Awesome. Okay, set your weights down. Grab just your pillow. Last minute for this first set is going to be pillow slams, but we're going to hold a bit of a sumo squat. So nice wide position, pillow up and overhead, slam it down on the ground, grab your pillow, slam it down on the ground. Doesn't need to be fast this round. I would say if you want pillow slams that go fast, save that for your third round, but slam it down just as hard as you can. If your pillow jumps away from you, move, pick it up, and then come right back to that nice wide position with the legs. Get that nice big lift up and overhead and just slam it down with as much vigor as you can find. Pillow slams are good for the soul. All right, you got 15 seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, grab your pillow, grab your single weight, and we are back to that bent over row. This time, we're going to do a narrow grip row. So find your hinge, keep your elbows tighter to the body, scrape the elbows, bring it back with control. So one hand is holding the pillow, one hand is holding the weight, but we need to still stabilize at the center. Both arms scrape up and lower down at the same even pace. There's a slight firmness in the belly so the booty's not popping way out. So if you feel like your butt's kind of tipping up towards the ceiling, curl the tailbone under, keep the belly firm. You've got it. Nice work. All right, place that pillow between your thighs. Pass the weight over to the other hand. Grab the pillow, and away we go. Elbows narrow. Scrape the elbows along the ribs. Yes, nice work. And time. Awesome job. Okay, set your pillow down. We set that up to stagger our stance. Grab your second weight. 1 foot on, 1 foot off, 30 seconds with that foot, and then we switch. So stagger your stance. We go deadlift, come on up, little staggered stance, squat, and come on up. And we just alternate between the two. 30 seconds on the clock. A nice steady, even pace. If you want something to focus on for this round, focus on breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. At this round, you might have your heart rate come up just a little bit. You may be breathing just a little bit harder. So see if you can keep your mouth closed. All right, when you're ready, switch other foot on, other foot off, and right back to it. Deadlift, and then that staggered stance squat. Yes, nice work. And time. Beautiful job. All right, come on up, move your weights off to the side, grab your pillow. Now we're gonna go pillow slams with a narrow stance. So rather than that sumo stance, you're gonna slam it down, bend down, pick it up. We got 1 minute on the clock. With as much vigor as you can, throw that pillow down onto the ground. If it bounces around, you chase it down, bring it right back, throw it on the ground. With as much reach overhead, so you really work through the shoulders as you do those slams. "30 seconds left. You got this." Check your breathing. Are you breathing in through your nose and out through your nose? And time. Awesome. Okay, grab your pillow. Last set through. Grab one single weight, nice and heavy, bent over row. So step your feet about hip width distance apart. Now you're going to go with speed if you want a little bit of speed. So you can go narrow grip or wide grip, whatever is going to work for you. You choose your favorite. And then if you want that added bit of speed, you're going as fast as you can. So one hand's loaded with the pillow. One hand is loaded with the weight. Keep a slight firmness in the belly. Gaze should be down at the floor. So once you know what you're doing, you should be looking down so that your head is in line with your spine. Five seconds left. All right, put that pillow between your thighs. Pass the weight over to the other hand. Grab that pillow, and away we go. If you're going for speed, you go as fast as you like. Both arms should be going at the same even pace. Even if you're going for speed, one arm is not going faster than the other. Nice work. All right, that's time. Set your pillow down on the ground. Grab your second weight. We're staggering our stance. Last time through with that deadlift and the squat. So place your foot on. With that second weight, we hip hinge, lean forward, push into that front heel to come up, sink into your squat, push into the top of the thigh to come up. We got 30 seconds with that foot on. If you like this work and now you want to go for a little speed, as long as you're keeping good control, go as fast as you can. If you prefer to go a little slower and pay attention to the breath, you're going to inhale as you lower into that squat, exhale to rise up, inhale to lower into your deadlift, exhale to push into the foot to come up. All right, when you're ready, other foot on, step right across and right back to work. Hip hinge into your deadlift, sink down into your squat. And time. Nice job. Okay, set your weights off to the side. Last time with our pillow slams. This time it's going to be 30 seconds one arm, 30 seconds the other arm. So single arm, slam it down. You go as fast or as slow as you like. Your footing, just whatever feels good. Just focus on using that single hand, throw it down, pick it up, right back to it. If your pillow runs away from you, chase it down. 10 seconds left on this arm. You can also play around with your grip. So maybe sometimes you grab the corner, maybe sometimes you grab the edge, maybe sometimes you grab the middle. All right, when you're ready, switch over to the other arm and stick with just that arm for the next 30 seconds. Five seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, we're going to come down into a seated position and we're going to place the pillow kind of nice and tight up against our butt. So come down into a seat. We want a little space in front of us. If you have a slippery surface, like if you work on a hardwood floor, you might position yourself so that your heels can slide on that slippier position. But if not, no worries. So tuck your pillow nice and tight up against your tailbone. Lean back into a V-set. Arms are going to hold out in front of you. And now we're going to do heel drags. So alternate between the two. Lean back, core muscles engaged. Right foot's going to slide forward, pull it back in. Left foot's going to slide forward, pull it back in. So we're going to hold that V-sit. If you want a little extra work, you're going to grab your hand weights and just hold them in that nice big hug in front of you. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going with control. So we're leaning back in that V-sit. If you have a very tender tailbone, you can also take that pillow and wedge it just a little bit further underneath your butt. But we want the core muscles engaged, even if that means you don't do the heel drag and you just stick with that V-sit, finding that engagement in those abdominal muscles. Sometimes on these sticky mats, the heel drag gets a little persnickety and it'll kind of take your mat with you. So a little patience goes a long way. Don't lose that core engagement. If you started to sit up just a little too tall, lean back, get that V-sit. One heel slides and then the other. You got it. Ten seconds left. And time. Nice job. Sit up nice and tall. Grab your pillow. Place the pillow between your inner thighs. We're coming down onto our back. We're going to keep that pillow between the inner thighs. Heels close to the butt, feet about hip width distance apart. We're going for a hip bridge, but we're going to focus on the breath. So we're going to exhale as we lift the butt up. Inhale to lower down. We got 1 minute on the clock, and that's just going to be the focus for this round. Exhale as you lift up. Inhale to release back down. Nice, slow, controlled movement. Already halfway there. Check your breathing here. Are you breathing in through your nose and out through your nose? Especially as we start to get our heart rate up and we breathe a little harder, it becomes a lot easier to open our mouth. So if you can find that focus, keeping the mouth shut, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, that's the optimal breathing pattern. 5 seconds left. And time. Nice. Okay, now keep that pillow between your thighs. Lift your legs up into that reverse tabletop position. And now we're going to go with a bent knee corkscrew. So arms are going to come out just a little bit wider for stability. Knees are going to pull over to the right, circle around and down like that little bottom of the half circle, bring it back to center, and then switch to the other side. Over to the left, circle around, bring it to center. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're taking this at your pace. Over to one side, get those obliques kicked on. Over to the left side obliques kick on, and then bring it back to center, and then reverse directions. If you like that bit of breath work, your exhale comes at the bottom half of that circle. Ten seconds to go. And time. Nice job. Okay, come back up to that seated position. Take your pillow, tuck it up against that tailbone nice and tight. This time, if you weren't doing it before, at least grab one single hand weight, hold it sideways so it's out in front of your chest, and we're back to those heel drags. So one heel pushes forward, pulls back in with control, other leg pushes forward, comes back in with control. If you have that slippier surface or a hardwood floor, spin yourself around so you can get that nice slide of your feet, but whichever way you go, lean back, get those core muscles kicked on, maybe hold your hand weight out in front of you so you keep the upper body nice and engaged. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. You're already halfway there. And time. Nicely done. Set your weight off to the side, move your pillow around, place it back between the inner thighs. But this time, if you like, we're going to load up with some weights for that hip bridge. So as you place the pillow between your thighs, if you want to, grab your hand weights, have them ready. We're going to load those hand weights up at the front hip points. Your hands are going to hold the weights in place, but your legs and your butt are going to do all the heavy lifting here. Once you've got the one you like the best, get yourself all loaded up. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going at your pace. With weights or no weights, totally up to you, but still see if you can find that focus on the breath. Exhale as you lift up, inhale as you release back down. And time. Nice job. Okay, move the weights off of your hip points. Bring your legs up to that reverse tabletop position. Readjust your pillow as needed. We're back to those bent knee corkscrews, but this time, if you want, load up at the chest, hold those arms up and overhead, do your little corkscrew, but keep the upper body as stable as you can the whole entire time. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're taking this at your pace and at your level. So if you don't like holding the weights, leave that part off. If you're really just focusing on the core abdominal strength and your oblique work, you might choose to leave the weights off. But if you're feeling like those parts are working pretty good and you've got that under control, a little extra, holding it straight from the chest, controlling through your center, and working with your breath. Exhale at the bottom of that circle. And time. Nice job. Okay, lower your weights down, set them off to the side. One last time. This is our last set here, last round through. So place that pillow nice and tight up against your tailbone, lean back, find that V-sit, and then just alternate between those heel drags. Now add on whatever you like here. You can choose to go nice and fast, keeping it controlled, leave the weights off and just focusing on finding a little speed. If the speed feels good, you've got that all under control and you just want to load up with a little weights, add that in. If you want to get real crazy here, alternate one bicep curl and then the other as the leg slides out. So you add on just as much as feels good. Or if you're like, I don't need the weights, I'm getting plenty of good work, just leaning back, you do it at the level that feels right to you this morning. You're already halfway there. Nice work. 20 seconds left. You got this. Yes, you guys look amazing. Nice job. 10 seconds left. And time. Beautiful. Okay, we're coming back down for our last round of hip bridges. Now, if you want a little variation, you can do a little offset balance of your hip bridge. So rather than putting the pillow between your thighs, one foot's going to be on the pillow, one foot's going to be on the ground. So it's going to create a slightly unstable positioning. And then you're going to push into your heels, lift your butt and squeeze, and then you'll just switch at the 30-second mark. So if you want that little variation, place the pillow under your foot. We got 1 minute on the clock. Once you get here, if this is feeling good and you're like, I like that instability, it creates a little bit of extra work. My inner thighs are working, they're kicked on. Maybe you add your weights to those front hip points. But if just creating that unstable position under your feet already feels like enough, leave the weights off, focus on control. All right, now if you put that pillow under your foot, pass it over to the other foot, get yourself set up, and away we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Everything else is at your level. Maybe you like the pillow back between the thighs. That might be a better way to go, get that inner thigh control happening. But if you like that offset, now maybe you add those weights again. 10 seconds left. And time. Beautiful job. Okay, if you had that pillow underfoot, grab that pillow with your feet and then see if you want to take your corkscrew with a longer leg position. So arms are going to come out wide to start. You're going to take the feet over to the right, do that bottom half of the circle, over to the left, bring it back to center, and then reverse. Take it in the other direction. If the legs extended up towards the ceiling, feels like it's a little much, come back to that bent knee position, especially if this creates a little too much tension in your back. If this makes your back scream at you, bend your knees. If you've got all of this going on and it feels great and you want just a little bit more work, grab your weights. Arms are going to be in that dead bug position. Legs are going to be doing that half corkscrew. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful job. Ten seconds left. And time. Beautiful. Okay, grab that pillow from between your legs, float your feet down. We're going to pick the butt up, slide that pillow underneath your tailbone, underneath your butt. So it's in that nice supported bone structure. Once you've got it there, let your butt settle down. And now we're going to walk both feet nice and long towards the end of your mat. So the pillow is just going to create a slight elevation in the hips and create a little bit of tension through that front pocket area. Once you feel like the pillow's in a good position, stretch both arms up and overhead, reach through your fingers, push through your heels like a big good morning stretch, but with a little flex in your feet. Nice. Take one more breath. All right, release your arms, step your feet in, lift your butt up, move that pillow out from underneath your butt, come up to a seated position. And then once you've found your way up into that seated position, we're going to take the right leg across the left into a little figure four, lean back just a little bit, slide that left leg in, push into your palms and get that big stretch, the outer edges of your thighs and maybe deep into your hip. Nice. Take one more breath, and then we're going to soften up our elbows just a little bit so heart's not as close to the calf muscle. And then you're just going to kind of wobble your figure four a little bit side to side. Beautiful. One more little wobble side to side, and then release that foot, and we're going to switch to the other side. So left leg is going to come across the right. You might choose to stay there. That might be enough. For some of us, that's plenty of external rotation, and it feels really great. If that feels good, but you want that little extra in the deep hip area, slide that right leg in, push into your palms, get just a little taller. Nice. One more breath. All right, and then soften your elbows so your heart's a little away from the calf and the shin, and then rock your figure four a little side to side. Beautiful. One more little rock side to side, and then when you're ready, send that leg nice and long, step it off, give both knees, both ankles a little bounce, a little wiggle. We're going to spin all the way around into a tabletop position so that we come into a forward fold position. So spin yourself around in a way that works right for you. Lift your butt up, walk your hands towards your feet into nice little soft ragdoll fold. Keep your knees significantly bent, and then think about reaching your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. So don't try to straighten your legs so much as try to lift your sitting bones upward. One more breath. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll your way up nice and slow and controlled. You guys are amazing. Grab your stick if you're sticking around.